Tell you why Andrew Tate, who's really popular right now, has been super successful in life. A lot of people, they try to copy him. They want to be like him. It's cool. That's fine. But that's not why he's successful. If you just adopt the persona, if you just act like him, then you're going to become successful. Instead, you've got to do some specific things, which he's done. I'm going to outline those things. Let's jump right into this. So the very first thing is that he doesn't really care what other people think. This is so critical, guys. You cannot care what someone else thinks. If you care what other people think, you're not going to be successful because you're going to be limited by what their reaction and their judgment is to you. If you think that way, you're not going to go out and do your own thing. You're not going to get people to follow you because no one wants to follow a puppet. No one wants to follow someone who seeks their approval. Instead, you have to take some risks and be your own man and decide that no matter what happens, I'm going to do what I think is right. And he does do that very, very well. If you listen to him talking, when I've talked to him before, we've had these discussions, and this is something that is a recurring theme in his life. The second one here, he developed his own philosophy for life instead of just listening to other people. This is so, so important that you have your own philosophy in life. I have developed my own philosophy in life. The stuff I'm telling you about and Bulldog Mindset, does it come from some pieces of stuff and stuff I've read and other people? Of course it does, but I have my own real philosophy. This is how I live my life. Andrew did the same thing. If you listen to him, he has a bunch of unique ideas. He has a bunch of things that are people even disagree with, but it doesn't matter because he believes that, and that's how he's living his life. And so one thing I'll tell you, if you're listening to me, is don't just listen to me. Use what I'm saying, use what Andrew's saying, and develop your own philosophy, your own way of handling life. The most successful people I know, they have their own philosophy. They've developed their own systems and ways of doing things, and they don't need to just see what someone else is doing. The third one here is he took huge risks in life. He was willing to face danger and work hard. He talks about this kickboxing and all that stuff. And you might not think that's a big deal, but getting in the ring and fighting someone, that is a big deal. He took some risks doing the cam girl stuff early on and getting into that. He took some risks in where he was living in the world because it's dangerous and in dealing with some seedy characters that his life was to some degree at risk. So he's done some things that have been risky, but calculated risks, smart type of risks. If you're trying to play it safe all the time, you're not going to be successful. You have to expose yourself to things that make you uncomfortable and take these risks, because when risks pay off, they pay off astronomically. You have to be smart to say, I don't want to take risks that are unnecessary and that have a huge detriment if they don't pay off. But you got to make some calculated risks here. Next one is he never acted like anyone owed him anything. This is one of the things, if you listen to what he talks about a lot, he talks about this idea that no one owes him anything. He never expected anything. He never expected to get anything out of life unless he earned it. He made himself into the man that he wanted to be. He didn't wait for someone to crown him king. He said, no, I'm king. That's very, very important. If you're waiting for someone to tell you you're the man or to crown you king or to give you accolades, it's not going to happen. And when he was not popular, he still acted that way. He was like, it doesn't matter. He knew that he was the man. He decided he was the man. It didn't matter if anyone else agreed. And that eventually became a self-fulfilling prophecy. He also learned how to set boundaries, especially with women. He has very clear standards. Now, again, with that, does he attack women and say that they're horrible and all this stuff like a lot of these channels? I don't know. He says, no, I love women. Good, that's great. But he says, you know what? This is what I want. If you're not acting how I want, it's totally fine. There's other women out there. There's other people out there. Having those boundaries, extremely powerful, right? A lot of guys get tripped up because they don't have success with women, because they don't understand how to deal with women. And that ends up tripping them up in life and hurts them in business and all other areas of life, all right? He tried and did a lot of things. He did a ton of things. He didn't succeed at everything that he did. You see the stuff that he's successful at now, but if you look at his history, and I've seen some of the business stuff he did that didn't work out, but he got it clicking. He got it working because he tried a lot of different things and finally found something that did work. And then that stopped working. He did the cam girl thing. And then now he's got his war room and he's being really successful with that. And that's great. If you watched his YouTube channel, I've been studying that as well. He's changed his image. He's changed the way that he's portraying things. That has also helped a lot. And then he's used leverage. I tell you guys all the time that you cannot become wealthy without leverage. If you look at what he did with cam girls, whether you agree with it or not, I mean, you can joke about it or not, but he used leverage. He leveraged their efforts in order to make him money. Now he's got a whole team. He's got a team of people that are working with him, that are helping selling his programs, and he's leveraging there. He's leveraging the power of social media very, very effectively now. And the hype machine, he's leveraging all that stuff in order to become more successful. If you want to be successful and become wealthy, you have to have leverage. He's achieved financial freedom. I think it's pretty clear to say that. You can see by his success. I also have achieved financial freedom. Now, here's the thing that I have to ask you is, have you? Or do you want to? Are you on a path? Do you know how to do that? If you don't, I would be glad to help you. I'd be glad to share with you what I've learned, and let's get you on the path. Book a free call. I'm going to do a 15-minute free call with my team, and you can learn exactly how to do this, because I have been working on creating a step-by-step plan for doing this. I want to work with select people individually that are qualified, that are going to be good students and are going to learn how to become financially free, so I can show you these things. These things I'm talking about in this video, it's not a coincidence that guys like Andrew Tate become financially free and they exhibit these traits. You have to learn these things, and you have to learn how to apply these things in order to become financially free. Now, if you haven't seen the video of the interview I did with Andrew Tate originally, go watch this next. You're going to find this to be worth your time. A lot of people are saying this is the best interview that he's ever done, and I agree. It's not just because of me, but I felt like that was just a solid interview. We talked about so many topics. It was super fun, and I'm going to have him back on the channel, so we'll go watch that interview next.